All right, what's up, guys? We're entering January, the second block of our specific preparation phase, and things are getting real. So I found with myself and now athletes that I coach, when January comes, it's very critical to trust in your plan and stick to the discipline that you've developed throughout the beginning of this training year. It's a lot easier to be disciplined when the intensity is lower. As the season approaches, your expectations get higher, and that mental stress of the upcoming outdoor season can really have some negative effects. So I want to talk to you about 4 things, some guidelines to help you stay in line. So intent, having intent for your throwing sessions. The money in the bank philosophy, this is something I learned from one of my coaches that I really love. The 80-20 rule for intensity, how to guide how I should shape my throwing session. And then lastly, adapting to the day. So let's jump in. Intent. Keep it simple. So for you to have a successful day, have a clear intent with every throwing session. This should be based on what you are working on technically to improve. Throwing a distance is not an intent. That's a result of you executing your technique properly. Keep it simple. If you can't say it in one sentence, it's too complicated. Something like maintain stable posture through my approach and my penultimate. Use my right foot to set up the throw. Those are things that are very objective and very simple. Keep the intent specific and simple. Number 2, money in the bank. So one of my coaches / mentors, Ty Seven, I got to train with him and his training group down in Chula Vista, California at the Olympic Training Center. I heard this money in the bank philosophy from him. So you can think every throw is a financial transaction. Money in the bank equals executing your intent successfully. Money out of the bank is I failed to execute that intent. So no throwing session is going to be perfect, but you want to leave the day having earned money, right? That compounds just like compounding interest. Over time, money in the bank, every throwing session, having more throws where you successfully execute your intent, you build new habits. That's how you change things. You don't change by practicing the same thing over and over again. So be mindful of that. Put money in the bank every day. So the 80-20 rule, otherwise known as Pareto's Law, it shows up everywhere in nature, especially in javelin. This will help you accomplish money in the bank. So a lot of times you wonder, how aggressive, how intense should I be throwing? I like to think 80% of your throwing session. So you could look at this from a day perspective. You could look at it from a week or even a month. But 80% of your throws, you are achieving your intent. You're throwing at an intensity where you can successfully execute that intent. So this may mean the speed, the length of the approach. 20%, you're pushing it. You're going above your typical capacity. You're walking the line, as one of my previous training partners, Cyrus Hostetler used to say, walking the line between control and chaos. So 80%, I am successfully executing my cues, my intent. That means running at a speed, operating at an intensity where I can execute. 20% of the time, I'm going to step it up. I may be failing. That's okay. No one's perfect. There are going to be some failures. You always need to push the envelope, but you can't live there. If we're always living in that 20% where we're going a little bit too hard, a little bit too fast to execute the intent, that's not how we learn. That's not how we get better. Aligned with that, adapting to the day. So as January comes, we just got off the holiday season. We've probably trained really hard all fall. We have some new classes if you're in college, but life, family, relationships, training, there's always stressors, right? So the day is unique. You take what the day gives you. I think Tom Puxtis, another one of my great coaches and mentors, told me you take what the day gives you. This is going to tell you, is this a day where I'm living more in that 80%? Or is this a day where I can get into that 20% realm and push the envelope? So if it's a day where I feel light on my feet, I feel very reactive to the ground. When I'm throwing, I'm hitting clean flights. I have no pain. I feel very connected to the javelin, that's a day where I can potentially push the envelope. There are going to be days where I'm very stiff. No matter what I do, I can't hit the point clean. Maybe if I have some pain now and again, I'm hearing some of the warning signs, whether it's elbow, shoulder, back. Typically when I get upper body dominant and I'm not transferring energy from the ground up, that's when these upper body discomfort, this pain is going to show up. So those are the days you have to listen to your body, and maybe we're backing it back down to that 80% realm. If you have a lot of pain, if you're really not able to execute that intent, we can bump it back down even further and focus more on our drills, right? So our medicine ball throws in the grass, things at lower intensity where we can achieve that intent and save the harder throws for a day where I'm in better condition to take it on and improve. In summary, intent, money in the bank, 80-20 rule for intensity, and then adapting to the day. Follow these guidelines. It's going to help you stay on the rails through our very important months, January, February, March, as we start to add more steps, add more speed. We're getting stronger, more powerful, putting it all together, right? This is a slow, step-by-step process. Sometimes it's boring. That's okay. We don't need to have personal bests in practice every day in order to have a personal best when it matters most at our championship meets. Good luck.